Exactly. By the way, a point of clarification. When I said I was on the list, I meant I fit the criteria. I don't think I'm on anybody's list.
Yeah, I've seen the list, but I don't want to announce it in front of you whether you're on the list or not.
Well, okay, but well, I fit the criteria. Now, let's get to the critics. Senator McCain, who went out to dinner last night with President Obama, along with Senator Graham, said that what you're doing is a waste of time, and you're actually maybe doing something harmful, that you are somehow conveying to the American people that the rules of the Senate are being abused. What in the world could he possibly be talking about, and what is your reaction to his criticism?
You know, I think we've struck a nerve, and there is a little bit of a difference within the Republican caucus and a growing sort of division on some of these issues. Their side believes that the battlefield is everywhere, and this is what John and Brennan believes here. He says there's no geographic limitation to the battlefield, and that means that if the battlefield is America also, then the people, you know, like Senator McCain and Graham, they believe that the laws of war apply. The problem is that the laws of war don't involve due process. And I understand when you're in war, you don't get due process. So in the battlefield, you don't ask your opponent, you know, for Miranda rights. You don't present them with warrants. You shoot your opponent.
Yet.
That's a different sphere than America. That's why the military operates overseas and the police operate here. We have different sets of rules. I don't want to believe that we're going to have to live in America as a battlefield, because I know these young men and women, when they go over there fighting for the Bill of Rights, they tell me so and I believe so, and I know that's why we've sent them. They're fighting for the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, but if we give up and say, oh, we're going to have the law of war, the law of war doesn't include the Bill of Rights.
Senator Graham said that your filibuster has convinced him to vote to confirm Brennan.
Well, he misses the point. This has never been about Brennan. This is about the president and whether or not he will respond to the request I've made. And the request is very simple. Can you kill Americans not engaged in combat in America with a drone strike?
Oh,
I think the answer's got to be an unequivocal no. Brennan may win over my objections, but I'm going to ask this question to the president. I'm going to keep asking until I get an answer. We've asked them this morning. We've talked with the White House this morning. Other Republicans are calling the White House. So I'm having assistance from other members of my caucus who want the answer, too. I think we will get an answer.
To give you a real-world example, we have, and it's been criticized by some, we have killed an American with a drone strike, an acknowledged terrorist. His name was Anwar al-Awlaki in Yemen. Now, let's play a hypothetical, Senator. Let's put him in an American cafe, but everything else about him we know. We know he's a terrorist. We know he's acknowledged it. We know that he was involved in the USS Cole, whatever terrorist activity. Let's put him in Chicago, and he's at an outdoor cafe in the summer waiting to go to a Cubs game. Is the administration asking for the right to drone him, to kill him with a drone on American soil if he's in that circumstance?
You know, Senator Cruz addressed this last night, is that if he's in America and he doesn't have a weapon or a grenade launcher on his shoulder, obviously we'd arrest him. Senator Chambliss also made the point that that's how we'll get information, is by arresting people. And if they don't have a weapon, why in the world would we want to kill them first? We'd get no information. Some of that argument's been made overseas, but particularly in this country, when you're unarmed and the police can arrest you, why would we not arrest you? So even when someone's clearly guilty, if we can arrest them, it's preferable for intelligence reasons. If they've got a grenade launcher on their shoulder, any kind of lethal force can be used against them. If they're flying planes into our buildings, F-16s, bombs, rockets, any way we can stop people from attacking us, we use.
But Awlaki was not doing any of that when we killed him in Yemen.
Yeah, there's a debate overseas how you ought to do it as well, because is there a difference for American citizens than foreigners? My argument, not everybody agrees on this. We're all agreed, I think, or many of us, on the American citizens on American soil. Overseas, my preference with Awlaki would be have a fairly expeditious trial for treason, not one with multiple appeals, one at the highest court level, and then I would do the drone strike after convicting him of treason. There aren't very many of these people, so this isn't something we're going to go through every week. The problem is, and this is where I really find the president's men reprehensible, is that when Awlaki's son is killed in a separate strike later, 2 weeks. We think it's a signature strike. They won't tell us all these things, but a signature strike is where you just knock out a caravan. You don't know who all's in it. You just think they're bad people coming from a place where bad people are gathered. And when he was killed there, the president's man responded, and they said, do you feel bad about killing a 16-year-old? Are you going to say, was he a target or was he an accident? He said, well, he should have chosen a more responsible father. And so my question yesterday was, is that the standard we're going to take in America? If you're related to bad people, are you allowed to be killed with a drone strike? So the standards overseas, there is maybe some question about those standards, but for goodness sakes, we can't have a standard in America that if you're related to someone who's committed evil or someone who is bad, that you are now eligible for a drone strike.
Senator, I have to take a quick break. Do you have just 2 more minutes till we get back? And then,
yes.
Okay, great. Senator Rand Paul is with us discussing his filibuster last night, the reasons for it. We'll be back. 12 hours?
I think it was close to 13, but just shy of 13 hours. I think it may have been the second longest one since Strom Thurmond in 1957.
Were you thinking of trying to beat that record and the call of nature just overwhelmed?
Well, his was 24 hours, so we were only halfway there. And the other thing is he was using some means of beating the rules on biological functions. He had some secret devices he was using, and I've been there and inserted those, and I decided I didn't want one of those.
Okay. Now, one more reaction to criticism you're getting is that what you're really doing, you have a larger mission here that is hidden, and that is similar to your father. You simply don't like drones, period. You don't like them being used, the war on terror, particularly against Islamists, and that's what you're really aiming for here by calling attention to their use domestically. What do you say to people that say that?
Well, I would say that's not accurate. I don't object to the technology, and in fact, I've been supportive of the drone strikes, particularly in aiding our soldiers in battle. I'm not necessarily against targeted strikes overseas. I think we have to look at the rules. But at home, I'm absolutely opposed to targeted strikes on Americans. So I think there's some debatable things overseas. In the military action, I'm absolutely in favor of them. I think drones in America, if you have hostage situations or bombs, we use robots to disable bombs. So there's all kinds of reasons for the technology to be used. In America, though, I am worried about them doing surveillance without warrants, flying over my farm, watching where I hunt, things like that, looking at my farmland with the EPA. There's all kinds of potential abuses, but it's not the technology. It really gets back to the Bill of Rights. If you obey the Bill of Rights, I don't have any problem with drones.
Senator, I appreciate your time, and I know you're being hotly pursued today by a lot of people that want to talk to you. I just want to say that I don't know if you've had time to get a lot of feedback, if you're aware of it, but you've turned a lot of people last night, including people predisposed to oppose Republicans. You hit a nerve with a lot of people last night, and you did demonstrate that this administration can be criticized. You can take this administration on, and you can get public support for doing so. And I hope that others learn from your example and pick up on it going forward.
Thanks, Rush. Thanks for having me on.
Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky, and his explanation why he was doing the filibuster last night.